joining us here on Morning Live.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for having us indeed, and good morning to all our viewers in our country.
Morgana, what are the challenges faced by teachers when it comes to their teaching skills?
Well, we have got to understand that our history is that many of our teachers, in particular the majority, were trained in different colleges, and obviously the type of training that they were given to them was informed by the Bantu education, and that is still giving us a challenge as we move on with our transformation of education. So the challenge here it is that most of them, in terms of the curriculum, they will not be at the same level in different schools, and clearly is that the new curriculum as well has been presenting some problems from a systematic point of view, where it has been resource dependent, and those particular resources have not been coming forth, and therefore the teachers have been confronted with that, and therefore they had to improvise in order to ensure that at least no child is denied the right to education.
Now, you also agreed that a broader assessment was needed to address problems in the education system. Give us an idea of what these interventions actually look like.
Well, the intervention would be that first, and we have got to conduct what we can call skills audits for our teachers to ensure that indeed we are able to understand the damage that has been caused by apartheid, but also to benchmark it with the requirement of the curriculum. I must indicate that what has been done since 1998 was just to provide what we can call sometimes clinics for the teachers, but not intensive training to ensure that the teachers have the necessary competencies in terms of the subject that they teach. We have confronted that particular problem by providing teacher development, which was not enough, and therefore we need to embark on that particular program to ensure that each and every teacher has got the best pedagogy as well as the subject content knowledge.
Yeah. Deputy President of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, says this is an inherited problem from the apartheid government. What is the current state of the current teacher training institutions now?
No, currently the problem is that the colleges of education have been closed. We are one of the organizations to admit that obviously those teacher colleges were racially driven, and therefore they were there to serve the apartheid government. However, when it comes to ensuring that the pedagogy side is polished and sharpened, we believe that the reintroduction of those particular colleges would offer us enough time to ensure that in terms of the teaching practice, which is what is very important, that how best you teach your learners, we can have enough time, because those that are trained at the universities, the problem it is that they understand the theory part of it, which unfortunately when they arrive in schools, that particular knowledge is almost obsolete because it's not informed by the dynamics of education, which is very complex. So that is the challenge that we are facing today, and therefore we believe that the government and the Department of Higher Education and Training has agreed that we will have those particular colleges to ensure that we will roll out a program that will then assist the current teachers as well as the new teachers to understand the current curriculum, but also the conditions that will be confronting these teachers when they arrive in our schools.
Yeah, quite an interesting statement that the President made this past weekend. He suggested that there might be 2 more years added to compulsory schooling for preschool education to the system. What is Satu's view on this?
Well, we have welcomed that proposal or the pledge made by the President and the ruling party, in particular that we want to also contextualize that we should not see it as 14 years of education. We should see it as an improvement in the early childhood education, which forms the foundation of any nation, and therefore we believe that that will afford the learners and parents and ourselves as teachers to build a very strong foundation, in particular where we would be focusing more on how the learners learn to live together, where they have got to learn the values of our society and be able to understand our culture, so that will then form the basis of how we then are able to teach them the academic life as they proceed. First and foremost, it provides us with an opportunity for lifelong learning by giving them the necessary life skills, in particular developing the language and growth, and obviously looking at the possibility of them being able to explore at a very early age. So we believe that what this means is that we were saying that we need to introduce the 4-year-old into preschool.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. And yeah, we look forward to a good 2014 when it comes to teaching and education. That was SATU's General Secretary, Mogwena Maluleka, joining us from our Polokwane studio.